Okay, so first, for those that don't know, I actually spent about 10 months sober before I had a relapse. And I've talked about that a little bit. I'm not going to bore you to death with that whole story, but I had a relapse and it lasted a little while, like a couple, maybe 2 weeks or so, I don't know. And basically just had to do some reevaluating and a lot of thinking and a lot of like questioning oneself, and basically came to the conclusion that that was very bad for me and I wanted to continue being sober. I think I knew the whole time, honestly, through my relapse. I was like, oh God, why am I doing this? But um, yeah, so I decided to be sober again May 3rd of 2023. And yeah, I reached a year just, let's see, 11 days ago. So that was very exciting. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about, a lot that I learned throughout the year, um, tips for just certain tough situations that people deal with going through sobriety. So let's get into it. Okay, first thing. So this was kind of something that I like struggled with the first time around, the first 10 months that I was sober. And as I was becoming sober, reaching like the 4, 5, 6 month mark, I had a hard time like not judging people that drank around me. And it was nothing like personal, because I got my best friends and family members and plenty of loved ones that I have drink. And for me, it was hard to like come to the conclusion of like other people can drink in ways that you can't. And it was like a personal thing, I think, like a ego thing, where I was very judgmental sometimes of like certain people drinking around me in certain situations where like I'd be the only one sober, but then I'd have to like kind of check myself and be like, look dude, it ain't there, maybe some of them, but not everyone who drinks has a problem like you do, so you can't judge it that way. And that's kind of, just something I had to kind of like coach myself through. Um, just like being around people more that drink, it sucks sometimes and it's like annoying, but at the same time, like, there's plenty of people in the world that can drink and don't have an addiction to it and can go about their business and get all their shit done. And that's what I realized. I'm just not one of those people. And I had to kind of, it was a learning process of like not judging people for drinking and kind of just being like, look, man, you know, not everybody has the same problem that you do. Another thing that I learned very early on, I don't know, this might be like no brainer, but maybe to those that drink a lot and are trying to find a way to stop, maybe this can be helpful. But basically, when I first started, this was like super early on, like first month or two. I just noticed like super increase in energy. Um, I noticed that I was like a lot more clear, a lot more focused. I was able to write better actually, which was something that I was worried about, because in the past I had always, like a lot of rappers, singers do, like to catch a vibe and would get a little sauced up and have a couple drinks before I recorded and just kind of like get loose. And I was worried about like how my process would be affected when I stopped drinking. And for a little bit it was tough, it was an adjustment, but then after like a month or two I noticed that my writing was better because my energy and focus was just like through the roof. So I think it definitely helped my artistry. It definitely helped my work ethic. Like my work ethic probably multiplied by 4. Like, that's not an exaggeration. When I stopped drinking, it was like everything changed as far as like just priorities and just wanting to get goals done and things like that. So as far as my career, stopping drinking has only it's made it so much better, and I just feel so much more clear, and I am always on top of my work, and yeah. So everybody's different, but another thing that I really had to do that I learned quickly is that I needed to replace my drinking addiction with like healthier addictions. So, and it took me a long time to like really get inspired and motivated to do so. Like it took a lot of reading. Shout out Stick, his book changed my life. But basically, I needed to find exercise, I needed to find journaling and meditation because I need to fill my day with things that keep my mind occupied and things that keep my mind like at peace in order to not be triggered all the time to drink. So I was actually just having a conversation with my dad about this recently about like CBT and just like coaching to like strengthen your mind and how you react to certain situations. And I've done a lot of work on that, and always work to be done. I'm still trying to be better about lots of different things, but as far as just replacing the drinking with healthier addictions, that has definitely been super helpful. I recommend that to anybody. I've gotten super into exercise and food, and I'm just like obsessed with that now. And maybe I'm OCD, so like maybe I'm a little too OCD with it, probably, some people would think. But I'd rather be obsessed with that than like obsessed with a bunch of different liquors and which alcohol I'm gonna buy next. And my mind used to work that way, so just thankful that I've found healthier addictions to replace the drinking addiction. As far as certain triggers, look, everybody's journey is different and everybody's surroundings are different, so it could be easier or tougher depending on how many people are sober in your life, how many people are not, how many people are supporting your decision, how many people are not. There's a bunch of different factors, and genetics is one too, like people in your family that also have been addicted to it. So everybody's journey is different, but as far as dealing with triggers, you just have to live as present as possible. It's very hard to do. It's something that I am still trying to work on all the time, but have to live as present as possible and truly be aware, like in the moment of a trigger, and like the feelings that result around that and how to deal with them, how to cope with them. So when I first started, like being at a party or a social setting where a lot of people were drinking or were drunk would be like nerve-wracking for me. I'd get a bunch of anxiety. Now I know that sometimes that's gonna make me uncomfortable, so like I deal with it in certain ways. So like going into it, I'm like, all right, I kind of like talk to myself. Self-talk is very important. So I'm like, all right, I know I'm gonna be the only one sober tonight. This might be a little bit stressful, so if I get stressed, just take a walk outside. Take 5 minutes to go sit on the porch and just get some fresh air. Like, you have to be very aware and present and kind of talk yourself through your triggers. If you don't do that and you keep everything in and just like watch what's going on around you, you're gonna suffer. So self-talk has helped me a bunch, and just being like very present and aware of what could trigger me and how to deal with them. Alright, y'all, so there's a couple things that I learned being a year sober. I might make some more of these vids, you know, just talking about sobriety, and I just want to help people on that journey as much as I can. So any information I can provide that helps someone in need, I'm happy to give it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to this vid. Much love. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Peace.